Every hour, every minute, and every second, the power grids that make it possible for us to turn on our lights and charge our phones require a precise match of energy supply and demand. When there is not enough power on the grid, such as the moment when everyone turns on their lights, more supply needs to be generated in order to keep the grid stable. When electricity demand suddenly decreases, such as the moment when everyone suddenly turns their lights off, generation must be reduced to decrease supply. These short-term energy imbalances call for fast correction. Until now, grid operators have used traditional generation technologies such as natural gas, coal, and hydroelectric generators to constantly balance the grid every few seconds, but that isn't always fast enough. And as these imbalances become harder to manage, for example, due to the ups and downs of renewable energy generation, there is an opportunity to improve the way the grid is balanced using energy storage. Temporal Power, a Canadian-based company, is solving the complexities of short-term grid balancing and changing the way power grids around the world are managed. Temporal Power's fast response energy storage plants can support the grid by controlling both the supply and demand reacting in milliseconds, resulting in a perfectly balanced grid. Temporal Power's advanced Flywheel technology is helping to solve short-term grid balancing. Made of solid steel, Temporal Power's Flywheel acts as a mechanical battery that stores kinetic energy in a rotating mass. To store energy, it uses power from the grid to drive a motor that spins the flywheel at high speeds. To release energy, the flywheel's momentum causes the motor to act as a generator, which then slows down the flywheel, putting power back onto the grid. Each flywheel weighs approximately 9,000 pounds and rotates at more than 10,000 revolutions per minute. A single flywheel can output up to 500 kilowatts of power, which is enough to power 250 homes at any given time. When arranged together, Temporal Power systems offer multi-megawatts of fast response capabilities, storing 50 times more energy than traditional flywheel technologies. The Temporal Power Flywheel is the highest energy flywheel in the world. Since Temporal Power flywheels are made of steel, they do not degrade with the heavy usage that is required for short-term energy balancing. This means better performance, a longer life, and lower costs. The flywheel technology uses non-toxic and non-flammable materials and is fully recyclable. With unlimited cycling capabilities, full depth of discharge, and a 20-year operating life, Temporal Power flywheels are a clean solution for energy storage. Temporal Power flywheels can be used for three main applications. The first involves grid balancing, where the grid requires the constant balancing of supply and demand. The independent electricity system operator selected Temporal Power's flywheel technology to provide fast response grid balancing to the Ontario electricity grid. Owned by NR Store Incorporated, the facility will provide 4 megawatts of flexibility while balancing the Ontario grid. Our second type of application addresses the intermittencies of renewable power from solar and wind. Power output from renewable sources can change as quickly as the wind blows, or as fast as a passing cloud, creating local power quality problems, such as voltage swings. Hydro One selected Temporal Power to correct local power quality issues created by 20 megawatts of wind energy on a distribution line in southwestern Ontario. Temporal Power has built a flywheel storage system plant with 10 megawatts of flexibility to bring voltage swings within acceptable limits. Temporal Power's third application is supporting isolated grids. It can be a real challenge to maintain perfect energy balance while introducing renewable sources. Temporal Power's technology allows more renewable energy to be connected, lowering overall costs by replacing expensive fossil fuels and improving power quality. Temporal Power addresses these issues by using its Flywheel energy storage to balance the grid and to allow for the renewable integration of variable wind and solar generation. With the help of Temporal Power's advanced Flywheel technology, the energy on power grids around the world is balanced more efficiently and cost-effectively.